Shout out to everybody here on the Lob. My name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I go over the news. We give you a 3 to 5 minute segment that kind of just shows you what's happening in the markets, what's crack-a-lacking, and what's popping. Let's go over it today. Let's find out what's going on. And you can watch me every single day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Today was big news. Just in, the SEC acknowledges Blackrock spot Bitcoin ETF application. They reset it. It all looks well. I don't see how BlackRock gets denied. That is pretty strange right there. But yes, it gets people very, very bullish that more big money is coming into the market. There was an ETF, also spot ETF in Europe that was approved. So they're going to have to be buying, and so things are going well. Congressman Torres calls for investigation into the SEC over its approach to crypto. Torres, and that's a Democrat, which is great in New York, because we need this bipartisan ruling. We need, because we definitely have Republicans that are upset about it. We need Democrats to be upset about it as well. That's awesome. Addressed one letter to the SEC's Inspector General Deborah Jeffrey and another to the Government Accountability Office Comptroller. Congressman Richie Torres asked for 2 separate independent investigations of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for its haphazard and heavy-handed approach to digital assets. Rep. Torres requested investigations into the SEC granting a special purpose broker-dealer license to Prometheum, a traditional digital assets platform that does not trade digital assets, under unusual circumstances, and for its failure to create a rigorous but workable process for registering real-world digital asset platforms. What they did was they had the people that were connected needed their people to get what they wanted first. So they couldn't give licensing to other people because they wanted their people to get first dibs. So they kept saying there wasn't any clarity while they back-ended things. They were having meetings with FTX. We already figured that out. And that went up in flames. So it seems like everything they tried to touch kind of really blew up in their face. Continues to happen as we speak. So I like that Torres has taken this approach, and I like that he's a Democrat from New York. We need more bipartisan support. It can't just look like it's all Republicans saying this. We got to have Democrats saying it as well. FTX Celsius bankruptcy claims can now be sold on OPNX. Users will be able to convert their FTX or Celsius claims into the platform's reborn OX or OUSD tokens. Users who held assets on bankrupt crypto exchange FTX and lender Celsius Network can now trade their claims on the open exchange. According to a press release, FTO owes as much as $8 billion to customers after it collapsed in November in an event that caused a widespread crypto market downturn. Celsius owes its users around $4.7 billion, according to its bankruptcy filings. Resolving bankruptcy claims can take time. Cayman Islands-based trading firm Folkvang told CoinDesk in February that it expects its FTX claim, which wiped out half of its trading equity, to take as long as 8 years to be resolved. Users can skip the wait by cashing in on their claim on OPNX. Claims are currently selling for around 30 cents per the dollar on OPNX. So what they're doing is they're basically finding the token of your claim. Maybe they don't purchase it yet or they have access to it, but they have a way to get it. They sell it to you at 30 cents to the dollar. But they're going to make 70 cents in 8 years. It's a really good way for them to make some big money and for you to just get the money that you think you'll never get anyway. There's always someone getting involved inside that situation. It happens to rap deal. A rapper won't get his, he'll be on contract. And there's lawyers out there and he'll have a deal for $2 million, but it won't be paid for 2 years. And so the guy will say, hey, listen, I'll give you $300,000 cash right now for $500 on the advance 2 years from now. And they'll make $200,000 off the rapper because he wants that money now, Multiverse X introduces on-chain 2FA to combat theft and scams. And this is EGLD, Multiverse X. It's a big deal. Multiverse X has introduced Guardians, an on-chain 2-factor authentication feature for wallet security. Users can leverage their familiar 2FA methods like Microsoft Authenticator, Authy, or Google to ensure every wallet action is authorized by them. Multiverse, formerly Elrond, introduces Guardians, an opt-in on-chain 2-factor authentication security standard that aims to mitigate the risk of crypto scams and thefts. By leveraging popular 2FA methods like Microsoft Authenticator, Authy, or Google Authenticator, users can ensure that only authorized actions are performed on their accounts, Multiverse X said in a statement. Cryptocurrency users have long been vulnerable to various scams and thefts, tricking them into validating fraudulent transactions and resulting in the loss of billions of dollars each year. Yeah, it spins. You just think you got to select it. I almost happened to me, and I almost lost my entire, my little Astrobot from my Token Metrics account. So a report from the Federal Trade Commission revealed that the crypto phishing attacks alone led to loss of over $1 billion annually. It's a big deal, and this is a coin that I hold and I really like. I keep it on the Meyer wallet on my phone, and it stakes for gains. Multiverse X introduces on-chain 2FA to combat scams. I mean, that's a big deal. I'm happy to see that. So here we go. We got the Congressman coming at you. We got you could buy your claims, right? And they want to investigate the SEC. That's the same thing we were saying, and get your claims. Boom. And there we go. I think that's all of the news that we have for you today. And, you know, pretty awesome, interesting information. That is the news, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the news. No, I do the news every single day. And you can check the news here on my channel every day, too, as well, in case you don't want to watch the entire 2-hour segment of the live stream.